Welcome, guys, to the episode 1 of the Streamer Zone podcast.
Okay.
I am Robbie Tavavi on all social media, including Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I got into streaming just because I wanted to build more friendships and just have more fun playing with different friends online and having fun. And met a lot of great people throughout the days, and it's been awesome so far. It's really been a big journey going from streaming every day to 0 viewers to doing now where I'm averaging 3 to 5, which is really cool. And I'm playing with a lot more friends, including Cranjus that's sitting right next to me.
That's me.
And I recently just started getting into making YouTube videos as a content creator and just kind of testing the waters, see what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and trying to work on the fundamentals of filmmaking and content creation, learning about the thumbnails, everything like that. So it's been a big journey, been a ton of fun, and we're gonna pass you off to Cranjus for the introduction.
Hold on, guys. That's me, Grandis here. I stream on Mixer, not Twitch like him. I actually started on Twitch about 10 months ago now. It's been a while, 10, 11 months.
Oh.
Um, I got into streaming because for the past probably 2 years is when I found Twitch, and I just fell in love with content creating and streaming and building the community. And I always thought like one day it would be cool to do, but I never saw myself actually like becoming a streamer. And then last year in December, so just over a year now, um, got out of a relationship, and then I'm like, well, good time to be a streamer. So fuck it, let's try it. You know? So went out, did all my research on PCs and monitors and all that fun stuff because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I figured, let's try it. So I started on Twitch, streamed on Twitch for about 8 months or so. And then I thought about making the switch to Mixer, but I didn't think it was in a good spot. And then obviously Ninja made the switch. And then that got me thinking about it again, but I never did it. And then when Shroud went, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm doing it. So I made the switch to Mixer, and it's been great. The community has been fantastic, meeting tons of new people, being a part of a community that wants to help you grow is fantastic. So meeting new people, playing games with friends, like so far it's been everything I hoped it to be. And I look forward to what the future brings as a streamer, content creator. Now doing this podcast, I think is going to be super fun. Great way to expand and grow your community, and hope you guys enjoy it. Robbie, back to you.
Cool. It's been really cool. Like I said, or like you said, building friendships has been a really big thing. Like, I mean, we've got a solid 6 people group of friends right now who are,
Yeah.
I would consider lifetime friends. Like, if I ever head out to the Carolinas or Michigan or anything like that, like, I'm for sure gonna be hitting some of you guys up. And
Sure.
it's been really cool. It's not like you're just building friendships to play games with online. It's a lot more personal. It's just really cool where I'd like to fly a couple people out to TwitchCon or something if I go in a couple years,
Yeah.
and like that would be a really big thing for me.
Yeah, that'd
Like,
be
I
awesome.
wouldn't think of anyone else to bring but you guys. So it's been a lot of fun. And like I said, the friendships are real. It's not just like, oh, this guy I talked to a few times and played video games with once was he's online, so I'll talk to him and we'll play games. It's more outside of streaming, it's outside of playing games. Like, we're all like a really close group of friends, which is the biggest reason I got into it. And without really worrying about the Twitch numbers and subscribers and all that stuff, you got to really bring it back down to the basics of I'm building friendships and we're all having fun.
Absolutely. Like, like it's crazy to think that like you came into my stream as a viewer when I was playing, I think, American Truck Simulator. There's 0 viewers, and all of a sudden you popped in one day and said you were a streamer. I followed you back, and we've been best friends ever since.
Yeah, and
And
that's
now we're doing a podcast together. So
been a solid eight
crazy how that
months.
works. Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah,
been a
for
solid
sure.
8 months since I jumped into the stream, and I try to do that with a lot of people too. Like I'll jump into some smaller streamers and just try to meet new people, see if they need any help with their stream, with their setup, if they have any camera questions or any suggestions. Period, as far as like what type of gear they need. A lot of that. I do a lot of research on different lights, different cameras, different ways to do different things, and it's cool because you can go with the same setup and get a whole different effect just by setting the lights up in a different position and give that whole different contrasty look, which is
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool. Where you more focus on like the streaming side of it. If you want to get into a little bit of that.
Yeah. Basically, I've spent well, the entire time being a streamer, like I've just started to figure out the details of the settings between how to make your stream run smooth, how to not make it lag or drop frames, or not get very pixelated when you're playing games like Call of Duty or Fortnite. Like it's it's complicated. Like a lot of people think it's you just set up an account and hit go live and boom, you're a streamer. You'll have 150, 200 people in no time, but a lot goes into it on the technical side before you're even playing a game and then if you've never like talked into a camera before or been on screen, it's like you're performing in front of an audience. Like you're not just sitting in your basement playing a video game where nobody can see you. Like it's it's a process and a transition to get like comfortable talking on camera and even when there's nobody in your stream, you see a zero in that viewers, you still got to be talking to the camera like there's a room full of people, like you have 20, 30 people in there. It's always important to keep the conversation going, keep topics going, being entertaining, all that. So over the last 10 months, I think I've gotten a lot better at it. I think there's still room to get better, but I'm getting more comfortable with myself and I don't know. I enjoy it.
And it's a
That's for
different
sure.
type of communicating. Like if you're playing video games in your basement, like you said, but you have a friend right next to you, it's a lot different communication when you guys are playing together versus talking to an audience that's on the other side of your screen, watching the stream from the viewer perspective. So it's a lot different type of conversations too you're gonna have with your viewers on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube gaming, Facebook gaming, all of that stuff. It's definitely a different way to communicate. You can't just talk to them like they're sitting right next to you. You got to kind of talk to them because they're the ones watching you through the camera and your gameplay. So that's a
Exactly.
big thing is understanding their perspective on what they're seeing to react to what's going on in the stream or in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of the worst things you can do as a streamer is just sit there and play the game and not talk about what's going on, not acknowledge anything. Like especially when someone comes into your chat, like you have to acknowledge them quick.
Yep.
Like they're there to be entertained. Like they're there to watch a stream. What the hell?
What?
My screens went black.
Really?
Hello? I'm back. Okay,
You're
edit
still
that part
here.
out.
Yep. You're still here.
Both my monitors just went black. I'm like,
It's probably because it went idle or something stupid.
thought I turned that off. Boy, that would have been bad if the whole computer just turned off.
Yeah, right? We would have had a whole intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have had
Anyways,
part of it.
yeah, you can't just sit there and play games and not interact and just be silent the whole time. Like that's not entertaining. That's not what people want to see. They want to be entertained. They want to get to know you as a streamer, and that's very hard for some people to do. Like I'm sure we've both been in channels where you type in chat and then they don't respond or they look over, you see them see the chat, but then they don't say anything, or you ask them a question and they don't really give a good answer, just brief, like, yeah, I don't know, okay, and then move on. It's like, ugh.
People have short attention spans. It's just like writing a resume for an employer. People are busy, people have busy lives and short attention spans. So if you write your resume, you got to put your best stuff first because an
Yep.
employer might only look at that resume and skim through it for 15 seconds. And if they're not impressed, it's just going to go on their junk pile. So it's the
Oh
same
yeah.
thing with streaming. If someone jumps into your chat right off the bat, you need to acknowledge that because you might only have a minute or two before you ignore that and they're off to someone else who's going to give them the attention that they wanted.
Yeah.
So that's something really big, is just keeping people entertained and also keeping chat number one. For me, that's 80% of it is 80% of my streaming is interacting with you guys, interacting with chat, and 20% of it's the game. Just because if someone's going to watch someone be the best at that game, they're going to go watch some of the bigger streamers, the professionals. Like if we're playing PUBG and Shroud's playing PUBG at the same time, if they came to watch awesome gameplay, they're going to go to Shroud's channel. Yeah. It's just that I'm here to entertain and build friendships, interact with the viewers, and that's something that you just got to have that mentality of, like, if someone's coming in, you might only have a window of 30 seconds to a minute or two before you don't please them enough, and they're just going to go to a different channel.
Oh yeah, like the reason the top streamers at the top is because they have one of the three main factors in making as a streamer. One, extremely good gameplay, very good at games, top level, where that's what you want to see. You want to see the top tier gameplay. You watch these guys, Ninja playing Fortnite, Shroud playing, like you said, PUBG. Then there's the guys like who interact with chat and are very involved in their community and wants to get to know everybody, and that brings people in. Or they're super entertaining, funny. They make you laugh, make you have a good time, forget about the bad in the world. So
Dr.
you don't
Disrespect.
exactly, just like Dr. Disrespect. You don't have to be the best gamer. You don't have to be the best at Fortnite or Call of Duty to make it as a streamer. But you just got to be entertaining, involve yourself with your chat. There are people too, not just names on a list.
Or a number.
Or a number, yeah. It can be done. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of dedication to it, but it can be done for sure.
Yeah. And that's another thing, is like, some people just aren't cut out for it. They want to be the biggest streamer, but they're just not either open-minded enough or have that experience to be able to talk to strangers, pretty much. I mean, at first they're strangers, and try to build that friendship. They might not be as good at it, where something like YouTube, making entertaining videos without interacting with that, could be better for some people versus live streaming and building friendships and things like that. Just as far as like opening up and getting out there a little bit, it might be better to start on YouTube or TikTok or something like that and build your following, and then get more comfortable with entertaining and
being in front of the camera,
putting yourself out there. Yeah. And then after that could really help out setting yourself up for live streaming and having fun with all your viewers.
Yeah, like when I first started streaming, I was like super, almost like camera shy, but like camera awkward. Like when people come in the chat, like all of a sudden I was like, oh God, there's someone in here. Time to put on your best face. Like time to be entertaining, time to give everything, put on a show. But then you realize, like, just be yourself. Yourself is what they're there for. They're not there to be wowed. They're not there to, you know, watch someone put on a show. They're just there to be entertained by the person that they're watching, which is their true self. That's the best way to do it. And once I got more comfortable with that over the couple months, you get more comfortable, get used to it. And once you just become yourself and not a version of yourself, then it's so much easier to talk to chat and be on camera and not even think about it. It's just another day.
Yeah, and also I've noticed, like, if you're playing games because you're pulling viewers, but you're not having fun, it, even though you don't think it looks any different, people notice. If you're literally having the time of your life playing some video games, even if you're not pulling the same type of viewership, you're having more fun, and people who are jumping to your stream are going to have more fun because you're enjoying it. Now, if you're playing something that you don't like and you're getting all mad and pissed off about it, that's something that might not be the best game because it's not showing the best side of you.
Exactly. Like a couple months ago, my best game numbers wise was Need for Speed, and not Need for Speed Heat, the new one. It was Need for Speed most wanted or something like that, one of them. But that's when I had the most viewers, the most followers per day, most chat interaction. But I got tired of playing that game so fast, but I knew it was the only way to bring people in my channel. Like when I play Call of Duty or Fortnite or something like that, you just stream to 0 viewers. So I'd force myself to play Need for Speed, knowing that's the only way to get followers. And I was unhappy. It wasn't fun. It took everything to get through 2.5 hours of a stream. But now, like today, I played Call of Duty and Fortnite and then PUBG. 3 games. Well, I'm decent at COD, but I suck at Fortnite. I suck at
Yep.
PUBG. But I'm entertaining because I have a good time. I have
Exactly.
fun getting crapped on by 10-year-olds cranking 90s.
Yep. And
So that
that's
gives me
also. Sorry, go ahead.
the upscale. Oh, I would say that gives me the advantage over just sitting there pissed off playing a game I don't want to be playing. And I'm like, good at it. I was good at Need for Speed, but I wasn't having fun. So it's all
That
about being entertaining and having fun and enjoying it.
Yeah, that and also like if you're playing games that you don't like, only to bring in more viewers, more followers to your channel, it's like having a job that you don't like. You wake up every morning hating what you do. You don't want to go to work. It's a very
Yeah.
similar situation. If you don't want to play that game, but you know you're going to get those viewers, you might not have that same enthusiasm to like get ready to go live and hit that button and really have the most potential fun and entertainment value as you could if you were playing a game that maybe gets less viewers but you enjoy more. It's the
Oh,
same thing. And
100%.
then when you wake up every day and you don't want to stream and not what you want to do because you're playing a game you don't like, I mean that's a big thing. Is how happy are you at a job you don't like? I mean, if you hate your job every single day but you go there, you're not going to put in the maximum effort because it's not a job that you enjoy. And
Exactly.
it's the same with streaming. If you're playing games only because of the viewership and you don't enjoy it, your maximum potential to help other people have fun and entertain to the best of your ability is not there. Just because you're not having the time of your life, other people are going to catch on to that, and it's going to show. Even if you think so or not, you can jump into some small streamers and see that they're not having fun or they're pissed off about a game. Instead of just walking away and changing the game, they just stick with it because of the viewership. And
Yep.
I mean, you're working in misery at that point, and that's the benefit of being a streamer. Is I can pick my own schedule, I can pick my own hours, which is the same as schedule. I can pick my own
Well, and
game.
well,
So
a
like,
schedule as in what day you stream on, and hours as in how many hours you stream a day.
yep. Plus, you can
It's
pick what
different.
game you want to do, how you want to run your stream. Like I've been doing a lot of editing streams lately, going over Adobe Premiere Pro, and it's cool because you're your own boss. It's not, you don't have someone breathing down your neck going, hey, when are you going to do this, or you have to have this done by this date. Like you're your own boss, you're there to have fun,
Yep.
and that's what makes it fun and unique, is just having the ability to do you, have fun and make friends.
Exactly. Like you said, it has to still be enjoyable. The second your hobby, especially if you have a full-time job still and your job is not to stream, the second your hobby of streaming becomes work and not fun, then you're not going to continue to do that hobby. You're going to go
Yep.
do something that you enjoy. So, like you said, forcing yourself to play a game just because it brings in the views, it'll be good for a couple days, couple streams. You'll feel good, like, yeah, this is the way. But then, a week, 2 weeks down the line, it's going to get old fast.
Gonna catch
And
up to you.
not, yep. And not only is it going to catch up, you're going to get so burned out on that game that you're not going to want to play it for another month or two. That it's just hurting everything by forcing yourself to play something. Like I played a lot more variety past few weeks, basically since coming to Mixer about 2 months ago, and it's just been great. If I don't feel like playing COD or I don't want to play Need for Speed, or I just play whatever I want, whatever I'm feeling that day.
Yep.
Like
And that's
now, past few days, I've been kind of wanting to get back into Fortnite, and I suck at Fortnite, but I have fun, so it's like, why not?
and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Like if you're having fun in Fortnite but you suck at it, that's going to be more entertaining than someone who's really good at it but having the shit time. Like if they're not enjoying it but they're really good at it, the enthusiasm isn't going to be there. If you get that first win for the day, it's not going to be there like someone who's really good at the game but doesn't have that communicating personality where they can communicate with chat and have fun and make sure everyone else is entertained.
Exactly. I was watching a Fortnite streamer last night for New Year's. I'm not going to name names, but someone in chat asked him, "Would you still play Fortnite if the prize pool wasn't as big as it is?" And he flat out said, "Probably not. The
Yep.
only thing that keeps me playing this game is the amount of money you can make on it because he is that top tier of level." So,
Yep. And like watching a stream like that is just not. It's cool if you're there for the high experience gameplay, like top notch, like watching like competitive gaming. Then that
yeah,
might be your thing. But like a lot of people, it's more about the interaction with viewers.
yeah,
And I know if I jump into a bigger streamer stream and they say Robbie to Bobby, and then they answer whatever I asked or a question or make a comment with my name in their stream, like to me that feels really good, and that's the type of feeling I want to give to other people.
100%. Like, you wouldn't think it would make you feel as good as it does when just a streamer says your name, but like when he's got a couple hundred viewers in a stream and he picks your name on a chat and answers your question, like there's a whole bunch of people in that chat list asking questions, talking. Like the fact that he talks and tries to get to as many people as possible just shows that he cares about the community, care about getting to know people. And to me, that's just way better than sitting in front of your computer, acting like you're not on camera, you're not live, just because you're good at a game.
Yep, I completely agree with that, and it's just a really good feeling, and it that's the feeling that makes me want to continue to come back to that stream. If I have someone that, I'm not going to name any names, but there's some big streamers that I've clipped that have acknowledged me in their chat, and they've got anywhere from 200 to 1,000 people in their stream. And like whenever they acknowledge me, like that's like the determining factor of like now I'm excited. Now I feel like I have a connection with that streamer, even though they've only answered 2 questions of mine in their whole time I've been watching them. It just has that like really personal feel to it that makes me want to come back to their stream whenever I see they go live again.
Yeah, 100%. And that does change. I'll be honest. Like, there are some streamers I'll watch just to be entertained. Like, if I'm doing something in the background where I'm not trying to interact with streamers, I just want to watch a stream and relax. And I'll just turn the chat off and just watch the streamer, put them in full screen, go on about my business, do my thing. And that's nice too. But a lot of the time, I'm wanting to get to know people and interact and socialize and get to know people. So it does go both ways, but 95% of the time, I'm looking to interact with streamers and get to know people. And so it's definitely important to be involved in your community and see that like people want to get to know you too. That's the other thing is like they want to get to know you, even though it doesn't seem like it takes a minute to get used to, I guess. You wouldn't think like, well, what do they care if I talk or not? But they're there for a reason. There's thousands and thousands of streamers and they clicked on your page. Always
Yep.
remember that.
Millions of streamers on Twitch.
Yeah.
I think last time I checked, there was 2.2 million streamers just on Twitch alone. I mean, that's crazy.
I would like to see those numbers after Christmas and how many more streamers popped up from getting computers for Christmas.
100%, or microphones, headsets,
Yeah.
little gaming chairs, whatever. Like, that's something that's really cool. Speaking of gaming chairs, this is cool that we both have, like, not the ideal gaming
They're
chair
both
that we're running.
they're both vehicle chairs, not
Yeah,
gaming chairs.
that's something that's really cool. I've noticed that. I've known that for a long time, but it's just cool seeing that right now. Like, you have, like, your headrest, little
Yeah.
bars
Don't
that go up.
tell them about your chair, then I'll tell them about mine.
So I am a diesel technician in northern Colorado, and I actually had a customer with a vehicle come in with a Freightliner. I think it was an M2 106, and They came in, they wanted a new chair because I don't know if their pockets are just extremely deep, but like these chairs are roughly $800 to $1,100 for. This is a Legacy Low. See it right here. It's a Legacy Low seat. It still has all of the switches. Of course, I cut all the airlines, but it still has all your switches for your air ride, for the airbag for the seat and everything like that. And then I just cut all the lines and pulled the compressor and everything out. But this was a seat that a customer brought in, and they had one of the sides. You know, when you jump into like a driver's seat of a vehicle, you end up sitting on like the upholstered side, the left side of the seat, and it like squishes down a little bit until you fully get in the seat.
Yeah.
That was something that the left side of this seat was just kind of flat because the customer was always sitting on it getting into the truck. It's a taller truck, and he didn't like that. He didn't like that. He didn't know how to fix it because these seats are a pain in the butt to take apart and add upholstery to. So he just came in, wanted a whole new seat. We quoted it for him, got it done. I replaced his seat, and I pulled this one out. I asked the customer if he wanted it because it's still. I mean, I bet you the truck only had 8,000 miles on it. I mean, it was almost a brand new truck, and for some reason the seat just wasn't up to his standards. I don't see anything wrong with it. Even when I took it out, I didn't see anything that would cause an issue because it was, like I said, a brand new truck, but that one side of the seat was a little bit lower. And so I asked the customer, and he said I could have it. So I ended up making a whole base plate for the bottom of it and fabricating it to a bottom of a regular computer chair where it's got like the 4 or 5 legs that come out with the rolling wheels. And I was just able to make a base plate for that, like that base with the wheels on it and the post that goes up. And I found the post from Brian. He actually had an old gaming chair that the hydraulics on that post that goes up and down went out. And he said the hydraulics were bad, so we ended up cutting the post off and making it work and fabricating it up to fit on this chair, which has been really cool. I can't lean too back because it's extremely top heavy. I mean, that's why I don't lift these armrests and like rotate the seat, because if I do, it's probably going to throw it off balance and it's going to fall over. Yeah. But I mean, it's cool sitting on about $1,000 Freightliner chair that's made to sit in and drive across the country. I mean, this is about as comfy as it gets for computer chair goes. As far as any chair. I mean, it's just got all these armrests are adjustable. I know you guys can't see it, but it's got. Oh, let me show this one. It's got these rollers right here, so when it comes down, you can adjust the height of it that way. And this is about the best thing I could ever think of. And if I have to, I'll end up adding more padding to this left side. But as far as sitting here playing games and streaming, it's a perfect chair.
Yeah. About 5 or 6 years ago, we got my mom a 3 Series BMW for Christmas, and it had these sports seats in it. So this chair was from a 2003 3 Series BMW, and these are the sports seats. So this is what came with it. And then during the winter time, she found seats that had seat warmers in it. And she's always cold, so she wanted the seats with seat warmers. So we got those and put them in. And every season, we would replace them. During the summer, we'd put these back in. During the winter, put the heated ones in. And then uh, we had that car for a couple of years, about a year or two. Then ended up getting in an accident. It was totaled. And then we just had these seats sitting in our garage for about a year or so. And then once me and my brother got computers and all that stuff, we got like cheaper gaming chairs for like 80, $90. And those wore down super quick. I mean, the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in.
They look good.
So, oh yeah, it looked good.
They look good on picture, but once you get in them,
good.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Are you good? So, one day we were in the garage. I'm like, why don't we turn these into gaming seats? It's gaming seats are $400 or $500 for Secret Lab or DX Racer. Like, who's gonna spend that? I'm like, hey, we got 2 chairs right here. Let's do it. So we built a base for him out of wood. We got the like a dolly that you move furniture on with the wheels. That's what the base is. Built a wooden base off of that for height. Slap the chairs on there. And there's a battery under here from the scooters, the Rascal scooters that powers those. Hooked up the wires, and now I got a wired seat just like it would be in the BMW. The back goes back and forth, it goes up and down.
Oh,
It's
it's
just
all
like a sit
heated?
in the BMW. No, these are not the heated seats.
Oh, okay.
These are the sport seats, which are better because the bottom cups up
Yep.
and the arms here cup to you. So like hugs you in.
That's really cool.
But these were brand new chairs. Heck, can't beat it. A lot better than a
Exactly.
gaming chair. You don't have to spend
100%.
$400 or $500 for a chair.
100%. Like I see all these gaming chairs on ads on Facebook, and they
Yeah.
just they look really good on picture, but it's like getting a sport bike, getting a fast, high performance motorcycle. They look awesome on pictures, but if you're riding them for any sort of period of time longer than 20, 30 minutes, they're uncomfortable. Your back hurts, you're not in the best position, but it's made to look good and have that performance factor. It's not made for the long haul. And that's what's nice about these seats that we're using is these are specifically in vehicles for the long haul, like for you to be comfortable for hours on end. And
100%.
that's what's really cool is this is like the Cadillac of seats where those gaming chairs and the cheaper gaming chairs and things, they look good and they look really good and all stylish and fashion, but they're just not
Yeah.
made to sit in it forever.
No. Like I say, maybe 45 minutes to an hour after sitting in my old chair, my back would start hurting. I'd be uncomfortable. I'd be moving around, twisting my back all the time. But I could sit in this all day.
Yep.
And I have before.
Yeah. Doing your long 8 hour streams that we used to do.
Yep. I think
That's
my
something
longest stream was like 9.5 hours was my longest
that's
so
something we
far.
should do again. We should do like a 12-hour stream
I plan on doing a 12-hour stream when I hit 100 followers on
on
Mixer.
Mixer.
Yep.
That'll be really cool. What did I say? I want to do a 12-hour stream and I think a couple hours of Just Dance 2020 for my
Yeah.
200 follower mark.
In that 12-hour
Because
stream, you said you would do Just Dance.
yeah, well, I don't know if that's gonna happen. You know how much like how sore you would be.
Make it Twitch Sings instead.
I could do like a dual stream, like do like Twitch Sings for 6 hours and Just Dance for 6 hours.
That's a lot of singing and dancing.
It is.
I would I would say like just do both of them in the stream at some point.
That would probably be
Like
a better
space
idea.
it out. Yeah, like still do your normal stream, playing games, editing videos, then throw in, I'm gonna go dance now, and then I'm gonna
Do
sing
that.
some songs.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it'd be fun. I'm definitely not a good singer, but I enjoy it, which makes it
Who is?
really cool.
Yeah.
Who is? I don't know, Alicia Keys or like some of those professional artists. Not saying Alicia Keys specifically, but like any professional artist. I don't know that
Yeah,
much about
well,
music.
listen, if Post Malone can make it as a singer, anyone can.
Yeah. Autotune can do some crazy shit.
No. I've seen him I've seen him live. I've been there in
Is it
concert.
is it that good?
Yes, he's that good.
Oh.
His voice in his songs is adjusted, but not tuned. It's not auto tuned. It's like just to improve the microphone quality at all times. Like you can tell a difference between auto tune and then him. Like when he's live, he's not that far off from what he sounds like now.
That's
Some
really
of these
cool.
guys, some of these guys, it's just like they're auto tuned on the songs, and then when you go live, it's like, who's that? Not even
Yeah.
close to sounding the same.
Yep. Speaking of microphones and like autotune and stuff, are you running VST plugins for your microphone?
No,
You're not?
I have a well, I use it now. It's a program called Voice Mod. So it's like an audio mixer.
So you're able to use that for your compression?
Yeah,
Or are you
yeah.
running compression and things on your microphone?
Yes, but I don't know what any of it is or means because I'm very
Okay.
not audio smart. I adjusted it until it sounded good and I went with it. But I know I can make the sound 10 times better than it does. I just don't know the what I need to be changing to where because it's like very sensitive scale. So
It
like if you
is.
move it just a little bit too much or you move the wrong one way, it just messes everything up.
Yep. It starts picking up frequencies that aren't as appealing to the user or sound a little
Yeah.
crackly or high pitch. You just don't get that natural sound to it.
My biggest thing was I had to get the gain down enough so you can't hear my keyboard because that's the
That's a
one thing that drives me crazy when I watch streamers and all you hear is the clicking of the keyboard.
yep.
Like I understand it's there, it's part of it, but when all you hear is keys clicking and clicking and clicking and the hands moving 90 miles an hour, that just gets so annoying after a while.
Including the mouse. Mice are much quieter than hitting on buttons on your keyboard. When I can hear
Yep.
someone's mouse, like that's way too much.
Yes.
Or hear them breathing or something like that. Like that's when you know like the microphone is like way up to their face and
Exactly.
they're not using a fancy microphone. And that's something I want to do too is like just to show like that you don't need a $400 Shure SM7B. Like I want to get like $100 Audio Technica, like an AT2020 or an AT2035, and I want to
Yeah.
tweak some of the settings on there and see if I can get it to sound just as high quality as the Shure SM7B.
They say you can get what's like the brand of those mics called? Like this is a USB mic. What is that called?
A XLR mic
Yeah, that
or a,
XLR mic. Yeah. They say that if you get one that's above $100, anywhere from 100 to keep going, you can make pretty much all sound the same.
yep,
As long as you get to like that certain point of like $100, then you can make that sound like $1,000 mic
exactly. Like
if you know what you're doing.
yeah, what is that? Uh the Blue Spark, I think it is that like $2,000 microphone.
Blue Blue Kiwi, I think.
Kiwi, that might be it.
Yeah, Blue Kiwi.
And I've seen some streamers using that, which is just way overkill. To me, I even think this microphone is overkill. I want to. I've seen some videos where you can make an AT2020, which is a $95 microphone, sound just as good as this $400 mic.
Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think, and I will call out the streamer. I think Dr. Lupo got a Blue Kiwi now.
Really?
I think he upgraded to a Blue Kiwi. That's what it looks like. I'm not that smart when it comes to microphones, but I think that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a long, skinny microphone with
Yeah,
that knob on the
with
end.
that little knob head. Yeah, I don't think there's another mic that looks like that, so I think
Mm-mm.
that's what it is.
And that's what Alpha Gaming is using as well.
Yeah,
Alpha Gaming uses the same one. His streams, his videos, things like that. I think it
and
sounds great, but is
they're
it
amazing mics.
is it needed to spend $2,000 on a microphone to get that quality? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I want to make a YouTube video going over this Shure SM7B versus $100 dynamic XLR microphone and see if I can tweak that $100 mic to sound just as good.
I bet with a plugging up to a mixer, you could tweak a USB mic to sound better.
You just don't get as
Not
much customization with a
Yeah, I was
USB
saying
mic.
not as good, but you can make it sound 10 times better than the stock Blue Yeti microphone.
Yep, I completely agree. I don't know that much about audio where I could do it all myself. I might have to get someone to help me out to kind of give me an idea of what we're doing and what we're changing for settings to get that same quality.
Yeah.
But I know it can be done, and I'd like to prove that just so other streamers don't go into the same idea like I did of because your audio for sure is the number one thing on your stream. If you have crappy audio but you have the world's best gameplay and looking stream,
The best
it
camera,
just
and yeah,
it just isn't the same as if you had a crappy stream and the world's best audio. So that's something
100%
that
agree.
the audio is something that even subconsciously you notice even if the stream looks awesome but the audio is bad, it it makes a big difference watching a stream.
Oh, for
Whereas
sure.
I would much rather watch a stream than 480p and have it a little pixelated and have amazing, clear, super crisp and clear audio than watch a high quality stream and someone using a little microphone from their headset or something, or
Yeah.
you can hear their dog barking downstairs in the basement or whatever. Like, so that's something big for me.
Yeah, it's the same with me. Like the one thing that I did want to change about the microphone is the gain. I had to get rid of the keyboard sound, the clicky sound, and I hated like how echoey everything was. Because when I first started streaming, like I didn't have any of this stuff on the walls. It was just an empty room. Now it's, a lot of stuff in here as you see right there. There's a couch, all kinds of stuff on the walls. I got a TV up here, so it's a lot that brings down the echo. But I know this isn't the best that it could be sounding. I'm sure a lot of you guys leave a comment down below know how to adjust the settings in a Blue Yeti microphone. But I wanted to make it the best I could for what I knew, which is not much. So I got the gain out of it, but it sounds better than it did, but I know it could be better.
Definitely be sound better. A lot of the stuff I've noticed is this, even these cheap acoustic foam panels, and my audio guy Joe in Indiana actually told me that a lot of people know exactly where they're going to be, their voice is going to be projected, and they'll set up a mirror, and then they'll use that mirror to set up another foam panel somewhere else where they know it's going to bounce off that foam panel, and then when it does, it's going to go somewhere else, and they'll set up foam panels in their room or studio strategically based upon where they know their audio is going to be projected. They can tell you exactly where everything is going to be, and they'll set up 5 to 6 mirrors, and
That's crazy. Like,
it's really cool.
how many years in the business and how educated you have to be to know the direction of the sound and where that's going to then bounce to, and then where that bounce is going to bounce to, and
Yeah,
put the foam in those places.
I've seen a lot
And it
of
works.
people just do it off of design. They'll make a design out of the foam squares. Or like
Yep.
me, I've got just 3 walls. That wall is barely covered over there, but this wall, that wall, and this wall are pretty much completely covered in acoustic foam. I do have like a strip that goes down right there and some over in that corner, but that's really not doing too much besides storing some more acoustic foam that I just had laying around.
Yeah, it's
But
just
it
the
can get,
design quality.
yep, it can get really specific on where you need to put them to get the best sound. Also, something I've noticed is, like you said, the couch. The couch is a big sound deadener, so it's really going to
Yep.
try to soak up and absorb a lot of that sound, as well as bed sheets. I put bed sheets over my windows to act as a blackout curtain to try to keep it the light as controlled as I could in this room. And I couldn't believe how much just putting the bed sheets up like dampen the sound that gets projected in this room.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have had acoustic foam on all the walls, but if I took those bed sheets down, it's a huge difference versus bouncing off the glass windows.
That's what a lot of people say, like cheap, innovative ways to do it. You don't have to soundproof your room or have a studio dedicated. Just put a sheet up. Got an extra
Mm-hmm.
sheet, bed sheet, throw it up on the walls.
It makes a
It's
very
amazing.
big difference.
It's amazing what high tech quality goes into some of the streamers and like studios, all that stuff that can be duplicated by going to Home Depot or Walmart.
With everyday things, 100%.
Yep. You don't need $1,000 acoustic foams. You don't need soundproofing your walls. You don't need Elgato key lights. All that stuff can be, you don't need $500 gaming chairs. All that stuff can be innovated. You can get the same quality, but a lot less. You just got to think outside the box a little bit.
100%. Like your streaming light right now. Like, that
Yep.
is the coolest thing ever.
It's just a $20 light that I got from Home Depot.
Just like a
Little
little
shop
work
light.
light. Yeah.
Yep.
and it works perfectly fine. Like it looks, you're fully lit up. It's not like you're getting shadows across your face. Like it's
Yep.
really cool.
I didn't think that this light would do what it does, but just a $20 light from Home Depot. I built a shelf above my main monitor, put it up there, and it's pointed at the wall. So the light's bouncing off the wall and onto my face. Perfect. It's evenly distributed. I have no complaints with it.
That's kind of what I did. I had a big it was a 10,000 lumen work light, like a big floodlight, really wide projection for the light, and I built little like barn doors for the light so it only focuses the light in just a certain area. And I was able to do that so that it didn't light up the entire room where the whole room is lit up like the floodlight would be. And
Yeah.
then to diffuse it, I just put some paper over the light because it is LED. It doesn't generate a lot of heat where it would possibly potentially catch on fire. And I was able to just put enough paper on there where I could diffuse it enough and run it at the 2000 lumen mark. And I can't control the temperature with it, but that's why I have some of these other lights here now, which is really going to help out, provide the best quality and the best look. I mean, a big thing
Mhm.
is just without these two lights, that makes a huge difference. And you don't have to spend, what is an Elgato key light going for? $200, $250 now? Somewhere right
Um,
around there.
uh, it was like 150 or 200, like
150,
149
200.
or 199,
And some people
something.
want 2 to 3 of those. I mean,
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's a lot of money you don't need to spend right off the bat, especially if you're just starting out as a streamer or content creator and you don't know if you're going to stick with it. You don't want to have a bunch of money tied up into equipment, cameras, all of that
exactly.
stuff. If 6 months later you decide, well, it's just not for you and you don't enjoy it, you don't have $4,000 in equipment tied up into something you're never going to use again.
Yep, and especially because lighting is one of the most important things to make your camera look good. You can have a $500 camera, $1,000 camera. If you're not lit up in the right way, it's not gonna look like it.
Yep.
Like here, this is with just this shop light. Before I got this light, I had my ceiling fan lights and a little like desk light in the background there, standing one. And this is what it looked like without that.
That's a huge difference.
This was my stream. Like it was lit up, you could see me. That was it. Now I got this light.
Makes a huge difference, especially only spending $20 like that.
Yep.
That's something a lot of people don't do. These kids that are just getting into it, they don't really know any better, and they're just thinking, well, the big streamers are using these Elgato key lights, and that's what they need to have. And they
Yep.
don't really know too much about like 3 point lighting and all of that stuff, where they can best utilize some of those better lights as far as color and temperature for the light. And they wrap up a whole bunch of money. I mean, that might be for a 15-year-old, that might be half a summer's worth of mowing lawns to get
Oh yeah.
150, $200 where they can buy that light. And they could have bought a $20 light or two $20 lights, put one in front of them like a key light, and having one behind them as that hair light. And for
Yep.
$40 instead of $400, they could have had the same quality lighting.
Exactly. Because like you said, they're gonna watch their favorite streamer, their favorite YouTuber, and they're gonna say lighting's most important. I use the Elgato key lights, and half the time they're sponsored by Elgato, so they're not actually paying for them. Yeah, Elgato key light, gotta have the Elgato key light, gotta have this light. Yes, lighting's important, and they're gonna see that as, well, I have to have lighting, so I have to have this light.
Yep.
But if you just think a little bit outside the box, you can get the same job done for much less.
Fraction of the cost.
Yep.
And like you mentioned earlier, like it's all about like the camera, but it's everything about the lighting. I mean,
Yep.
like you said, you could have $1,000 camera, but no light or running a ceiling light or something like that, and you're gonna get better results with a $20 light from Home Depot and a $50 C920
Yep.
than a ceiling fan light and a $1,000 camera.
I mean, look at Summit. Summit 1G. His camera is still a Logitech C920.
$50
Like,
camera on Amazon right now.
yep. He has 20,000 subs. Like in 2019, he hit 42,000 subs, like $50 camera.
Yep.
Like it just shows you don't need the top of the line equipment to make it as a streamer.
Yep. And a lot of it too is like it's all about sponsorships. Like look at Ninja. Ninja sponsored by Red Bull. He has three. Just the base cameras alone were what, $3,000. The Black Magic cinema cameras. I want to say they were like $2,500 to $3,000 per camera, and he's got three of them, and that's not
Yeah,
including the lenses.
yeah, that's just the
He's
camera.
easily has $5,000 to $6,000 wrapped up per camera, which is $15,000 to $20,000 wrapped up into three cameras for his stream studio.
Yeah,
Versus Summit, who's got a huge audience still, a huge impact on Twitch and the social
yeah.
media, and
Now
he's
has a
running.
bigger audience than Ninja has.
Yeah, and he's got a $50 webcam from Amazon, and I don't know what he's got for lighting, but he might have $200 into a key light or something. But still, he's running a $50 camera, and Ninja's got $20,000 worth of camera equipment.
I'm not even sure what light someone has. I think the last time he talked about it, he had a lamp on his desk
That's what I was
next
thinking.
to
Is
him.
he like went like
Yeah,
super cheap on it?
yeah. I don't think he has anything fancy. He just bought monitor mounts for all
Yeah.
his monitor stands, so he didn't have that on his desk anymore.
Yep.
Like for the longest time, I remember this is like one of the reasons I loved Summit from the start. He was talking about his setup. He had his keyboard on a stack on a piece of cardboard from a fast food box to lift it up over his monitor stand so he could push it over the monitor stand and get it off the front of his desk.
Yep.
Like one of the top streamers on Twitch is using styrofoam to jack up his keyboard.
But it works, and if that's what
He's
it's
got
gonna take to get the job done, then
Yep,
that's what you
just
got to
gotta
do.
think outside of the box
This
just a little.
my middle monitor right now is sitting directly on my audio interface. I clear it
Yeah,
to pre. I mean, it's just the way it is. Now, if I hit my desk or move my desk at all, the camera gets real shaky. Of course, it's also on my monitor, but it's just you do what you got to do. I got my other monitor on this side that has an actual monitor mount for the desk, and you got to innovate. You got to make sure it happens and get the job done, no matter what it's going to cost. You just want to make it as cheap as possible. Because who
yeah, exactly.
knows? Let's say Twitch goes down because social media is so big nowadays. Places and websites like Vine pop up and go away so quickly. I mean, Twitch,
Yeah,
we could wake up next week and Twitch is done. There's nobody on Twitch anymore. A new website popped up and stole everyone. I mean,
exactly.
you never know, but you got to be prepared for anything. So if without having a ton of money invested until you're big enough that your money coming in will pay for your new equipment to make the stream better, it's really not feasible to spend. I've seen some people spend $5,000 on a stream room,
Yeah,
and they've got 40 followers. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. This is
he has a lot more followers, but his stream room is what
six.
$6,000.
Yeah, about $6,500.
You did,
$6,800. Now I got the new lights.
yeah, I was gonna say with the lights though.
But 1,400 of that is just in audio, just in my microphone, the boom arm, my inline booster, and my audio interface.
Yeah,
So
100%.
like,
Like,
I literally have more money invested into this microphone than my computer. That's powering up everything: my stream, my game, my Discord, all of my pages. I mean, my video editing
content.
software. Yeah, like I'm literally running a nicer audio setup as far as value on on money than my computer itself. And to me, I
Yeah,
think audio is even more important. Like if my computer runs everything fine and I can spend a little bit more money on audio to get that higher quality stream, higher quality experience for the viewer, then that's what it's going to take.
yeah, exactly. Like you said, the gameplay and all that is like so far down the list is what people want. Like you say, audio number one. If you have these little things that bother you, like camera shake when you shake your desk, I built a shelf that my light sits on. I built an extension piece of wood underneath it. I put one screw in it. That way it swivels. and that's what my camera normally sits on. So I can shake my desk all I want, and that camera's never gonna shake.
That's really
And
big.
also, yep, also after this podcast, probably tomorrow, I'm gonna get a new piece of wood, make it longer, so I can swing it out where it's at now, and it'll be on the wood and not on my monitor.
That's really
That way,
good.
it's
And it's
no
cheap. I
more
mean,
camera shake. Yeah,
how much do you have into that whole shelf? Less than $20?
I had the wood, so a can of spray paint.
See, that's awesome.
Yep, already had the wood,
And
and
one screw or one nail. Like,
yep,
that's really all it takes. You don't have to spend a ton of money, especially
no,
just starting out when this might not be something you want to do. That's really
exactly.
big because I know a lot of people who just think they need, especially, I don't want to say all younger kids, but especially the younger kids, you don't really know too much better. Is they think, oh, well, Ninja uses this,
Yeah,
and it's a really good idea on all of Ninja sponsors because now all these kids think they need an Elgato key light or whatever. I mean,
well, of course.
it's a good marketing on all these brands, but these kids think that they need the top quality equipment when I'm just running a 4K Logitech Brio.
I have the same camera.
So it's, I mean, there are comparisons and differences between D920 at, what is that, 1080p at 30 frames a second
Yep.
versus the Logitech where I can do 1080p at 60 frames a second or 4K at 30 frames per second.
Yes.
So that's,
That's why the Logitech Brio was like the top pick for me because it was one of the only ones that you could stream at 1080p at 60 frames.
yep,
The C922 upgrade from the C920 is still only 30 frames at 1080.
yep. And you're not streaming on Twitch in 4K, so that's not the biggest issue. It's that frame rate at 1080p.
Yep,
So you can push the highest quality image to your stream broadcast.
exactly. But like I said, starting out for me, who I knew nothing about streaming, I knew what watching streamers was. That's what I knew about it. I didn't know about the software programs like Streamlabs, OBS, and all those Stream Elements, all the different ones. I didn't know what a Stream Deck was. I didn't know a quality mouse, keyboard, any of that stuff. Like to not be educated going to Best Buy is a mistake.
It
Get
definitely is.
educated, do your research, figure out what you actually need and what you don't. Because going to Best Buy and getting Elgato key lights and a $500 camera and a
Stream Deck.
$200 keyboard, a $150 Stream Deck, just not smart. You
Yeah.
can do it so much better.
And people, I don't want to say everyone, but a lot of people see like the RGB lights and the keyboards and the mouse, and they think that it's a higher quality when you might be better off saving your money and getting a non-RGB keyboard, saving that money for something more important like your lighting or your audio, and not
Yep.
having that crazy looking keyboard. Now it's still going to function the same if you can find one without the RGB lighting. Save
Mhm.
$20. That's another light you can add to your stream that's going to make your stream look better. Where having a $400 keyboard versus a $50 keyboard isn't going to make a difference on your production quality and your stream itself. So that's a
Exactly.
big thing: is spend the money where it's noticeable. Spend the money on your lighting. Spend the money on your camera, your audio, because those, in the end of the day, are the most important. You really got to break it down to the fundamentals, and all the other stuff are just extras at that point. You want to get an RGB mouse or a keyboard, you can do all that. If you want to get RGB strips like what Crandris has in this room in the
Yep.
corner, I
I
mean
can do this.
that's extra stuff that you don't need to be a streamer, but it's nice to enjoy. And when you walk into your room or your stream room or wherever you stream, that's something that makes you happy and gives you a little
Yep.
bit of extra, I don't want to say motivation, but it gives you more positive thoughts as far as streaming goes because you're in your own environment, you're happy, and it
Yep.
shows.
It makes you feel better. It
It
makes you
does.
think like you're taking it serious. You're like, you belong there because it's easy to get into your head a lot when it comes to streaming. Streaming, I know a lot of people say it, but I don't think people take it serious. Streaming is a very tough mental game. Like it can be so mentally exhausting and take a toll on you mentally that you got to be prepared for it. You got to see that that's coming and know that's out there, and don't push yourself too far. Like, there's been times over this past year that I've taken a month off of streaming twice in two separate times because just mentally I couldn't do it. I wasn't in the right headspace to hit that go live button, and I don't want to put myself out there in anything less than my 100% self. I don't want to
Yep.
give 20% in the stream. I don't want to be pissed off all the time. I don't want to be silent. I want to be my happy, outgoing, lots of energy self.
Yep.
And if you're not in the headspace for that, then it's important to know that, and it's okay to take a day off. Don't push yourself just because you think that's the only way you're going to grow. Streaming 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's the only way to do it. Not. Trust me.
Not true.
Yep.
And you got to be prepared for it. You can't see these big streamers and hit the go live button for the first time without knowing anything of what your stream settings look like, your audio sounds like, and expect to have 1,500 people in your stream. Like, you might go 2 months and only have 20 people jump on your stream for 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
So, like, you might stream for a full couple months without having one average viewer in that stream. So you got to be really prepared for that. Just ready to handle that, because it is tough. I know they say don't look at the numbers, and we try not to. I really try not to. I actually turn my numbers off. That way I don't see it.
I can't anymore. OBS Live doesn't even have a thing showing me my numbers.
See,
So,
that's really
I had no
cool,
idea.
because that's something that I don't want to act different because 30 people just jumped into my stream versus if I was streaming to 2 people. Because that's
Exactly.
something I don't want to change myself and be someone who I'm not, because I'm trying to entertain or impress other people who just jumped into the stream. And that's a big thing for me. But you got to be prepared starting streaming on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube Gaming, or Facebook Gaming. It might take a long time for you just to make a couple friends and average 1 viewer in your stream. People, I don't think, realize that. They just see streamers and they see Ninja making $500,000 a month with 40,000 people watching him at some points.
Yep.
And
signing a multi-million-dollar deal with Mixer. Same with Shroud.
And it's kind of behind the scenes that, like, it's actually tough work. It's not just click the go live button and collect a paycheck. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's just something you got to prepare yourself for mentally. It's tough. There's 2.2 million people on Twitch, just on Twitch. Like, there's not enough. Yeah, there's not enough viewers to go to every channel. So, like, if you're streaming some of the more saturated games, it's something that if you're playing Fortnite and you have 0 people in your stream, you have to think about every person that's streaming that game. I mean, you might be a solid 2 minutes of scrolling down that list just to get to your game.
Yep.
Just to get to your stream at the bottom. So that's something you really got to take into consideration, is different games you play, but also, like we said earlier, you got to have fun. If you're not having fun, nobody else is having fun, and nobody's going to stay. So you got to find that happy medium of, you want to play these saturated games like Apex and Fortnite and PUBG and all that, but you also got to take into account it's going to be harder to grow because of the mass volume of people streaming that game.
Yep. And that's like what we were talking about earlier, is not to play a game just because you're getting numbers there. Like, if you want to play Fortnite, like, or your friends want to play Fortnite and you want to have a game night, like, oh, I can't play Fortnite because my stream doesn't grow, nobody watches me. That can't be it. If whatever you enjoy doing, if that's Apex, Fortnite, whatever, if you're not getting the viewers doing it, enjoy what you're doing. The numbers will come, the people will come. Trust me, it takes a while. It's 100% a grind, but it's worth it. Be a part of a community, get to know people, socialize, network yourself on these platforms, get to know people. Those people pop in your streams, you'll pop in theirs, play games together. Look at us.
I was just going to say, look at our situation right now.
Hey, look at us.
I mean, networking, if I was not networking that day, I would not have had a new friend right now.
Yep.
I mean,
podcast with.
that's really big for me is like, and I give people chances, but I also want to take into account I have to see effort put into someone's stream for me to stick in their stream.
Yeah.
If I go into a stream and they're streaming on their Xbox and there's no web camera, there's no overlays, I'm watching the stream for a couple minutes and nobody said a word. It's like silent crickets in the stream.
Yeah.
There's no effort being put into it, and there's no reason for me to stay. As bad as that sounds, I want to
That's
give
just how
people
it is, though.
I want to give people the attention that they deserve when they put in effort.
Exactly. Like my number one thing when I'm trying to find streamers is webcam. And then if you have a webcam, that's an automatic plus. And if you have overlays like a webcam border or the recent followers, anything like that, that shows to me you're putting in effort, and I will automatically click on your stream and give you that chance. And if you interact with your chat or you're entertaining anyway, I'm gonna follow you. Simple.
Yep.
Like if because I appreciate effort. A lot of people on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Facebook, they put no effort in. Like you said, they hit the go live button, they make an account, and boom, that's it. No
But then,
cameras, no nothing.
and they're also wondering 4 months into it why they're not growing, and
Yep.
that's a big reason. I mean, I'm a really busy person running this YouTube channel where the podcast is on, my personal
Yep.
YouTube channel, all of my social media. We're still working full-time jobs, like
You still stream. You didn't mention
streaming.
that yet.
Yep, streaming
Yep.
2 days a week. I mean, I'm extremely busy. If I'm going to jump into a stream, I'm not expecting perfection like someone's been streaming for the last 10 years because it's just not feasible. But I just want to see
Yeah.
some effort. If it's a
Yep.
poor quality stream and they're putting in the maximum effort they can,
Yep.
100% they're getting a follow from me. And next time I see that they're live and I'm free, I'm going to jump back into their stream because
100%.
effort is 100% of streaming. If you could have a $10,000 stream room and you don't talk to any viewers, you're just simply not going to grow.
Exactly.
It's not about the
100%.
cosmetics, not about the room, it's not about the equipment that you use. I could have a $10,000 camera running this podcast right now, and it's not going to be the same unless I'm better. You are the content.
Yep. And like you said, if your quality of the stream's not there, but you can obviously tell you're trying, I would be happy to help with any way I can to help you improve your stream quality. What kind of computer do you have? The other thing people don't realize is you can't run your top max settings in a stream and your games at the max level like Fortnite. There's got to be some give and take.
Yep.
Like I just recently turned my stream from 60 FPS to 30, and you can't visibly see a difference, but everything's smooth. I can run my games up here now.
Yep.
Everything's smooth. There's no lag. I don't drop frames anymore. Now that I'm not on StreamLabs OBS, we'll leave that for another podcast. But
it's cool. And like, go
I've
ahead.
learned. I would say I've learned a few things about streaming over the year, and I don't know a lot. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know it all. But anything I do know, any way I can help, I'm here to help. I want to help others.
Yep. And that's a big thing for me is if I jump into a stream and someone starts talking with me, the streamer starts talking to me, and I can talk back and have the time to do that, I'm for sure going to help with anything that they have questions with. It's lighting, camera equipment, camera settings, stream settings. I know you know a lot more about the streaming side of it, where I know a lot more about like film production, video work, and all of that.
You know a lot more about YouTube.
Yep, and I want to help out to the best of my ability, and if I can't answer a question, I will personally, if you're putting in the effort and you have a question that I personally cannot answer, I will personally reach out to other people that can give me that answer for me to give to you. Like, I will go out of my way backwards to help out anybody. As long as they're putting in the effort, that's something really big. And most likely I'm going to end up coming to you, Cranjus, because that's something you know a lot more about. If someone's like, hey, how do I do this on stream? I'm like, give me 1 second. And I contact you. Like, it's the same thing. It's just, I want to help you out.
Yeah, good.
I just want to help out as much as possible. And that's really big for me is we're all in this together. We all have the same end goal. let's work together and make it fun and be successful.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like, same with you. If people have like, any video editing software, or how do you get into YouTubing? Like, I don't know, but I know a guy who does.
Yep.
Give
And
me a second.
it's really cool, like especially like building like friendships in my community and your community. Like when we all work together, we can provide a higher quality output than if we were all to physically go and learn each thing individually. If we can all give each other the best information we can and the best quality of stuff that we can share between each other, it's going to help us all grow together as fast as possible.
Exactly. The one thing that everybody, I don't think, understands when they get into streaming is you cannot do it alone. Whether people want to admit it or not, it takes help to get bigger. It takes help to grow. And the easiest way to do that is to be a part of a community and grow a community yourself. Don't be like, well, I'm not telling you this because then you're gonna take that and then you could grow faster than me. Like, if,
Nope.
like you said, we're all in this together, all go up together.
Yep.
Like, there's no out for every man for himself. I'm out for mine. You get yours. Like, that's just not the way to do it. And it's a lot more enjoyable to know you're helping someone with something they didn't know how to do,
And
and vice versa.
the level of respect someone has when you can jump into their stream and help them out with anything, like the chance of them coming back to your stream, not directly helping people to grow your own channel, but subconsciously people are going to come back to someone who actually helped them out and made them better. I mean, that's
Exactly.
like us watching YouTube videos on like Alpha Gaming, just to
Yeah.
throw one name out there. Like, I watch his channels because he helps me become a better me. I don't
Yep.
like
And
it's
he helped me become a better streamer,
and
like,
I have
settings wise,
100%
and
and I have 100% respect for him because of that, and that's why he is one of the people that I watch on YouTube, is just because he's helped me, and he's also interacted with me in his own chat on Twitch when he's got 400 people watching him. Like, that's really big for me.
100%.
Um
I say, like, that's just what it is. Like, the only way to make it is community. That's the number one. All community.
and if you start out and you don't have a community yet and it's taken a little bit to grow that community because you're a small streamer and you're still trying to learn, join someone else's community.
Yep. Join one.
I'm not
They're out
saying
there.
just join a community just to use them to make you better, but interact with them, become their friends, and like
Yep.
it's all about the friendship, because you might learn something down the road that you can teach them. And like that's the thing, is not letting your head get too big where you just think you know everything and you don't need another community to help you grow. Is you can
Yep.
bounce ideas off of them and they can bounce ideas off of you, because you might have a skill or a knowledge that they do not have. So they
And then
might be
also,
able to.
they may have a skill or knowledge that you don't have. Then one day, like, same with me. Like I said, I'm not gonna claim to know everything. We have a nice little small community of friends and friendships, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know everything. I'm more than welcome to hear advice from anyone who give it.
Absolutely. And that's a big thing. So like if you guys have any other suggestions, to leave comments down below in the description, and in the description both of our Twitch links, or my Twitch link and his Mixer
Mixer.
link, will be in there, as well as my other YouTube channel. But yeah, leave a comment down below on other things you want to see us talk about or make a podcast on.
Hit
Brandis,
that
you got
thumbs
any
up and subscribe.